guys, welcome back to SIP. Today we are here with some fun special guests and someone that is actually behind the camera every single episode, but you would have no idea. So he's in front of the camera today. But I'm Mac.
And I'm Carmen.
And we're going to chat with our friends. So guys, introduce yourselves to us.
I guess I'll start because I'm usually on the other side of the camera, but we've got Bubs and one of our other friends, Noah, who is in town visiting with our friend Rylee. But my name's Dom, and I get to work here at Student Impact as a student advocate, and then with SIP and with basketball. But then I also get to work at North Circle Church, where I serve as the youth pastor and the worship leader over there. And that's actually how I know Rylee, because she was one of my former college students when we worked in Arkansas at the university in Arkansas at Fayetteville with college students. And so Rylee is one of my former students from there, and she also interned with us this summer here. So.
Well, yeah, I'm Rylee. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Rylee, obviously. And yeah, I interned with, I know Dom from Arkansas, and then I interned with North Circle this past summer. And then I helped out with Camp Impact and a couple of places. So I've been,
That was fun.
been in and around here. Been around.
Yeah.
Block.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what she's doing. Okay, well, we've got a question of the day for you guys today.
Fantastic.
I want a good one.
I think we should be scared.
I'm actually kind of
Yeah,
scared.
be really scared.
Terrified.
Comes at you quick.
Let's try this. This is by Reese.
Mm.
There's two options you can choose from. So what's your biggest regret in life? Or
Reese, I'm coming for you. Oh my
biggest
goodness.
bucket list item.
Your
one of those
biggest
two.
bucket list?
Biggest
Yeah.
bucket list.
Like top of your list. What do you want to do?
You pick.
Or go the regret route and make this a really deep, sad.
I don't want to get sad.
All right.
You do bucket list.
Okay.
Okay. I think one of my biggest bucket list items is I really want to go like way out like West Coast and like do all the national parks out there. I've gotten to do like Moab, and I've gotten to do like Grand Canyon and like Glacier and like all that kind of stuff, but I've not done like Yellowstone and like some of those really cool ones that are like out in the desert or out in like California or something like that. So like that's the one that comes to
It's
mind.
very granola. It's very nature. Yeah. Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know. I think first thing that comes to mind is probably like do worship in like a really big setting, I guess.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool.
Yeah, like Passion or something like that.
I think I would hyperventilate.
That
But,
would
like,
be
that
so
would be
cool.
so fun.
Yeah.
With like you and the guys would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
Hey.
So that's how Rylee and I actually like started like hanging out and stuff like that. She came to campus like as a freshman, and pretty quickly like I learned that she like loved worship and was involved with that like at her church back home. And at the time I served doing worship stuff with for the college ministry, and so we kind of just put this band together of all of our students, and like that's how we kind of really started like playing and stuff like that. Like,
So Rylee wasn't originally on the worship team. Or is that how you guys came together?
Yeah, like how I met him was, I think, in your car during a game during Welcome Week at Thrive. I don't know, and then
It's probably playing Fugitive.
yeah,
Like Cops and Robbers.
and then I was like back up on the worship team when another friend of ours, Jenna, was leading, and she graduated, she left, and then he got super duper involved with that because you were mainly doing like camera work and then assistant director things. And then a couple of our boys learned guitar and keys and all the things, and now it's all guys and me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And so we got to do a couple like retreats and stuff like that. And then like obviously like Thrive came up for their fall break. And so like they're here and like we get to do some fun stuff just because we get to play music together because we don't obviously get to do that as much anymore. So
When are you bringing it back? Go on tour or something.
Or Thrive on tour.
Yes.
it would be pretty awesome. It would be,
It would be
pretty
so
awesome.
much fun. Yeah.
So how did you guys both end up? Tell us your separate stories, like how you both ended up in the same place. Like where did you come from and where did you come from before college?
Sure. So I went to boarding school in Arkansas. There it was like a Catholic boarding school connected to a monastery. So there were monks that were like at like the school with us and stuff like that. And so I attended that school from like 7th through 12th grade. And so I was already in the state for a really long time and then decided to go to the University of Arkansas. And that's how I like got connected with Thrive, and in college is where I decided to like follow Jesus and everything like that. And so Thrive was the place where like I had found my people and like hung out and like began to learn what it looked like to not only follow Jesus but to serve and jump in and use and learn skills like photog and video and worship and just a whole different number of things. And so we stayed on staff. I met my wife through serving at Thrive. And so when we got married, I stepped on to the staff with Thrive, which is how my first year at Thrive on staff would have been your freshman year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And the church that, does it sponsor Thrive? Yeah. The church that sponsors Thrive is, my uncle's actually the pastor of it. And so lived in Arkansas my whole life and came to know Jesus when I was a little younger in high school. And so like voluntold to go to like, Thrive. But, I ended up like church hopping, ministry hopping a little bit, and then ended up going back to be like, oh yeah, these people are actually pretty sick.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. And then got involved. I did small group leaders, and I got involved in worship and a couple of admin things, and then now I lead worship there and do CGs and
I mean, we're on that side. We're definitely on that side of like the college scene at Arkansas.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, everybody knows colleges for like sports, for like different things, like depending on like what people like to study. But like, of course, one of the things students get involved in are like frats and sororities and stuff like that. At Arkansas, there's actually a really big college ministry scene. So like, it's this whole big thing. Like people like move in, like they come a week before school starts, and everybody's like out on campus just trying to meet people and like invite them to church and invite them to like different stuff like that.
help it, literally walking up flights of stairs to help move people in.
Yeah.
So they'll like.
Oh, I've seen those TikToks. Have you seen those TikToks?
Which ones?
Like girls will film, not just girls, but it's the only ones I see. Girls will like film them going up to random people and be like, "Do you want help bringing your stuff to your room?" And then they like give a tour of people's rooms, and then they're like, "Well, you should come to my church." I don't know. Sorry, that's cool.
I mean, that's essentially what we
Right,
do.
yeah.
That's cool.
And then you're like, and it's a lot easier because a lot of freshmen don't have access. Well, they have cars, but they don't have access to their cars all the time. So people on
Because you have
campus.
to pay $1,000 to park in the parking lot.
It's ridiculous. There's so many. There's.
Yay, college.
Yay, college. Whoa, I'm in debt. It's fine. And, but.
What did you guys both go to school like thinking you were gonna major in and stuff, and then did that change?
That's a loaded question. For you.
I'm going to graduate with a biology degree in December, and I'm probably not gonna use it like at all.
Okay.
Like, hey.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You ever need a doctor? Hey.
You got
Not
it.
really, but like,
all the
there you
facts.
go. Yeah.
Ever need? Give us a fun fact, a random one.
There is an enzyme in bananas. I had to learn about this for a biology class, which is ridiculous, called ethylene. And that's what ripens a banana. But they don't know how to chill out. And so that's the reason why bananas get brown, is because they don't know how to chill out.
Really?
And they're like, get even more ripe. Or, where's another fact?
So is that in every single fruit then? Because don't all
no,
fruits
it's
like
literally-
ripen too much?
Literally just bananas.
So then what's in
Really?
strawberries that makes them like
I
get
don't
moldy?
Was it only bananas you had?
I just had to, the only thing that they told me about with ethylene was bananas. They're lying to me. I
Nice.
don't know. What else is a fun fact biology was?
She's just
Why are
full
you
of
looking at
all
me?
the facts.
I majored in sports management.
He doesn't know. So you went for sports management?
Well, so technically, I guess I went for psychology, and then midway through, what I wanted to do.
I didn't know
You
that.
know that? Yeah, I went for psychology, and it's because like I wanted to be like a therapist, serve in some places like Student Impact, like
Okay.
nonprofits where there are kids that like had either gone through trauma or were going through stuff like that, or came from broken homes and stuff like that. And for me, I realized quickly as I was like evaluating what I wanted to do with my life that like I would not be able to do that and then leave it in the office. Like I really wanted to wear it all my emotions. And so I knew that I'd end up taking it home. And so I switched to sports management, really not with a focus to do anything. I just knew that if there was ever something that I could just throw myself into and find something, it was going to be something sports related. And of course, even though I didn't want to like be in something emotionally heavy where I'd have to take it home, now I'm in ministry. So
Well, you're like a semi-therapist now.
pretty much.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
You don't get paid for it though.
Dom, with your photography, have you always been interested in doing that, or is that something that like you just recently got into with photography and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I mean, I just remember being a kid and like I don't know if you guys even know like the little like film like Kodak cameras, the yellow and black ones.
Yeah.
And like they literally like you film like shoot pictures and you take it to like Walgreens or something, and like they'd process the pictures for you and they'd be like little 4x6s or 5x7s. I remember like doing that on like family trips and stuff like that as a kid, but it was never anything that like I consciously was like I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And so the way that we kind of got into it was like I started like just taking videos on my phone on like road trips or like trips at Thrive and stuff like that, and it kind of just kind of catapulted into this whole thing with what it looks like now with all the cameras and everything like that because of COVID. So when I was a junior, or I guess when I was a senior, about to graduate, that's when lockdown happened. And so at that point, like I had kind of coincidentally, I don't remember exactly the timeline of it, but like I had recently like bought a camera and it started like actually like shooting stuff on a camera instead of like on my phone. And so at that point, everything at church went virtual. So then I was like starting to do stuff like this where we'd sit down and do the sermons, we'd sit down and do worship. Like we did a carpool karaoke worship like for one of our services.
Wait, I think I watched that.
That was the one where like I pranked everybody.
Oh.
So like he went to pray between worship and the sermon, and I was driving because they were playing worship, and so like they went to pray and I went like and I looked up at the camera like, yeah, I know. I'm driving.
I promise.
But honestly, it was that level of like coming up with those kind of neat ideas just to try to switch stuff up in the midst of COVID that kind of sparked my creativity, and like I began to really enjoy the creative process and like taking something from an idea to like what you see on like Instagram or YouTube or whatever it is. And so now that's where we're at.
You helped like when we had like a couple of people in Thrive like doing like Caden or whatever, like help them learn how to do that more.
Yeah.
So you had that same role at Thrive that you do at North Circle with like the photography and stuff?
Yeah, my role here is very similar to what it was at Thrive.
Yeah.
The difference is now I work with like y'all's age group rather than 18 to 22-year-olds.
Yeah.
Children.
Which, how has that transition been for you? Because that's like totally different.
Yeah, I mean, weeks like this are interesting because like I get the best of both worlds, right? Like I have North Circle students who like come and hang out and like are here, and then like our college kids. Like this year, maybe next year, will be like the last years where like I really have deep relationships with all the crew, because after that they'll graduate out. I think one of the hardest things that has been something that we'd have to adjust to is like I love having like deep one-on-one conversations about stuff like people are going through and like what they're wanting to do with their life and stuff like that. And so college students are like the perfect age to have those kinds of conversations. I would say the thing that I really love about youth that has happened over like the last year while we've been here is, number one, the realization that like I'm gonna get like your little brother Carter. He's in 5th grade now, so he just stepped in North Circle students. I'm gonna get him until he's through high school.
Yeah.
And so like I get him for this huge long runway rather than just like 2 or 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And so like there are definitely some really big formative years in there that we can play a part of. One of the questions we would say all the time is like, you're in college now, your mom and your dad aren't making you go to church anymore. You get to decide now whether you want to follow Jesus or what you want to do with your life. And so we got to answer that question through college ministry. And so now it's the other side of the coin where you're helping them get to the point where when they step out of high school, when they like go off on their own, they already know. They know what they know, and they believe, and they want to like follow Jesus. And so, you know,
Rylee,
what was that like for you?
For
Like coming up to college and like not being like
told what to do?
Yeah, and like faith-wise.
When I came into college, I was kind of just like checking off boxes faith-wise, and so it was, and it was also during COVID, and so like my first entire year was online of college, and it was kind of gross and disgusting, but I guess like throughout it, I had like you and Allison and a couple of the older girls, but mainly like you and Allison, and then the girls that I live with now, who helped push each other faith-wise, which was, and then like holding each other accountable, being like within church school settings, like, you don't have to be here. Nobody's making you be here, but like, what kind of person are you going to be? What decisions are you going to make? Sort of thing. like thinking about that a lot kind of shaped how invested I got with Thrive and with Jack and Karen, who Jack's our director, and their lives and y'all's lives and how involved, I guess, like to even where I am now, like talking about going into ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about both of your separate testimonies, because you obviously grew up in church, you both kind of did, and you're both in ministry now, or you're at least planning on going into it. So tell us a bit about that, your own journeys.
Obviously, like I grew up in like a Baptist setting, and so it's very traditional Baptist, very much like pews and hymns with a whole bunch of old people singing and this is what I think of.
What's it called in organ?
An organ, like the really big one.
Rylee actually plays
piano.
one.
I play an organ and I'm really good at it. No, and there wasn't a lot of kids my age actually in my home church growing up.
It's because of the town you grew up in.
Well,
Like 200 people.
256.
That's all that's in your town?
Yeah.
What?
And that's in Arkansas, right?
Yeah. Well, the school that I went to was one town over, and it had 2,000 people.
Your senior class is probably
so
bigger
how
than
many's in
yours.
your class?
I graduated with 75 people. Yeah.
My class was probably almost 800. But then Noblesville is at 1,000.
Yeah, Noblesville has a huge graduation.
I went to
class.
Trinity's graduation ceremony, and me and her family and everybody were sitting there for like an hour and a half.
It lasts for forever. Yeah. Just going like the A names, like it lasts for maybe like 45. It's so long.
Yeah. I graduated with 40.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but you were at a private boys' school.
Yeah, true. You're out of your.
Yeah.
I think my parents probably graduated with like 97.
From where?
Pike.
Pike.
Yeah. It's not very big either.
No, I had to go because the town that my parents live in, doesn't have a school.
Do you have a grocery store?
No.
No.
Sheridan. You like.
That's actually the running joke, at least for me. I like in Arkansas, there are like a bunch of little small towns, and like you are actually like a city or like a legitimate town if you have a Walmart and or a Subway or McDonald's.
You don't have a.
It's true.
Okay. You have a Subway in Charleston, but you don't have. No, the closest Walmart.
Yeah.
The closest Walmart to where I live is 40 minutes away.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But y'all don't even have Walmart very much. You have Meijer.
We have one in Carmel. We've got like all the grocery stores, but it's like Sheridan's like 10 minutes away, and all they've got is the DG boutique. So
we have a
Dollar General.
We have okay, never mind. We don't have a Dollar General. Dollar General is technically a town over. Never mind. Branch is not a town.
Branch is yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So
Go back to your story.
Yeah. Anyways, so like very traditional setting, and when I was around 8, I was terrified of hell, and so I was like, yeah, this Jesus thing is kind of cool, and I decided then to put my faith in Jesus, and then I was kind of just doing whatever I wanted, which was not I wasn't a bad kid, but like I was a little bit of a stupid kid, so it's fine. and then I had gotten involved with the Baptist church in the town over's youth group doing worship when I was in 7th grade, and I'd been around them a lot. And when I was in 10th grade, we were at a Disciple Now, which is like everybody goes to different host homes during the weekend and do like little sessions and learning about Jesus and everything. And
is that how they talk?
Yeah.
They talk like this.
They talk like this. I get made fun of, so I try not to slip out the Southern accent too much. Okay.
It's fall, y'all.
It's fall. Anyways, I was still like, I was involved in worship, so I was like my best friend was the pastor's kid, and I was a good kid, whatever. But again, it was kind of just checking boxes. And so I was 16 at a D now, and they had a guest speaker come in, and he's telling everybody about his life. And I'm like bawling for no reason because his life was my life. And he's like, my best friend was a pastor's kid. I was doing all these things. It was whatever. And I was here on Sundays. I was doing worship on Wednesdays. but my heart wasn't in it, and I really didn't care otherwise. And so I broke down. And then I went into another room with my youth pastor and my best friend's mom, and they talked me through it. And I decided then, I was like, okay, this is actually going to be something I'm going to live for. Mm-hmm. And then after that, obviously, tried to do a little bit better, and then COVID happened. So ebbs and flows. But then now we're graduating college, and we're here.
You made it.
Yeah.
So can I guess keep going with that? Like, so you decided you didn't want to do biology type stuff, optometry, whatever, and you want to like do ministry. So, you know, you and I both have similar stories in the sense that like we both now have interned here at North Circle Church.
Yeah.
So talk to us about like how you decided to come up here and what the internship experience was like while you're here.
Okay. My my parents still pay a lot of my bills, which is whatever. And so before I made the decision to come up here, I had to talk to them about like money wise, like, is this going to be a smart decision for me if I don't do? But they were like, you need to get experience in both of the things that you say you wanted or want to do. So, biology and all that jazz, and then, ministry. And then after that, you think about it, pray about it, whatever. But then you make your decision. Mm-hmm. And so a big part of me coming up here was obviously like you and Allison and everybody I knew up here. But ultimately it was like, I want to know what it was that you did and what Chris did, and how everybody else was involved, like with kids ministry and admin, and be like, well, how many hats am I going to put on, and all that jazz. And coming out of it, learning how much time you put into worship, which I lead worship at Thrive back home, and so I'm kind of trying to do better with that, like the books you had me read or the resources you gave me, and then trying to encourage and build up the people around me was a really big part of my decision, of like wanting to develop people more, not only in worship but within ministry in itself. I mean, like helping people learn, I guess. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
So from you interning from Thrive to North Circle, is that like a big change? Like, is the, like, I guess, community different in any kind of way?
I mean, at Thrive, it was kind of like you said, it was like all people around my age, and so I got to talk to them about like nitty gritty, icky, sicky stuff. Yeah. And it wouldn't be like, I don't want to say weird, but like weird, because then I come up here and it's all families, and it's like people like I lived with the Bocklages, and so I was around you and Carter and Bree and all the people that age. Sorry, that age, a lot. And so it was definitely learning how to like approach relationships with people your age, and it was a lot easier to like become friends with you and Trinity because you're 18, 19. Yeah. And so that kind of felt more natural. Learning to be friends with you and and getting to know you, which was, and so there was comfortability in that, and then going from that to learning how to talk to you every day now. And,
so it's really just like the age difference. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
When you first came here, did you know you were going to be involved at all with Student Impact, or have any idea what that was?
I knew when we came last year for Thrindy. Yeah.
Thrindy.
We played.
This actually, fun fact, I thought Thrive was called Thrindy for so long. Like, I genuinely, like last
Are you
year,
joking?
No, I'm dead serious, because I was gone when you guys came for fall break last year.
You're right.
And I thought that Thrindy was here. Like, genuinely. And so then when I don't know when it hit me that it wasn't Thrindy.
So Thrive has this thing where they make words.
Words.
Thrive words. So like you just put like the THR
and everything
else.
Yeah.
So what else is there? Thlarkansas?
Yeah. No, I'm like literally I think it's THR in front of all of our names now. The
I
freshmen.
heard when you guys were doing the Survivor downstairs, someone said Thrivey for Ivy.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's literally everything. Now, it used to be just Thrunch because we'd have like a couple people from church would come and bring us lunch every Wednesday. So it was Thrive Lunch. But now it's like it's gotten so out of hand. Oh my goodness, it's everything.
We have Thrivesgiving.
We have Thrive. No, we did have
Oh,
Thrivesgiving.
that's so fun though. Do you guys have like a chant or a team song? Let's go.
Probably really
Thrive.
whatever Jonathan comes up with.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the guy.
leader,
Yeah. Or like when you were there, all like 3 songs that you wanted to sing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And again, it's fine.
kind of
Go
It's- Wait, ask the question again.
We were talking about how you found out you were going to be like involved with Student Impact when you came here.
Oh, okay. When we were up here for the Indiana trip, we played Murder in the Dark in this building.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's
And-
scary. This place is kind of scary at night.
I fell down the stairs. It's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine. But you had given us like a 2-minute spiel on what it was. And then we played Murder in the Dark and we left. And then I came up here and I knew I was going to be here a good amount. Especially I knew I was going to be involved with Camp Impact a lot. But I didn't get like the whole spiel of like how everything started and blah, 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 until I moved up here, I don't think.
So when you did get involved, what were your first thoughts of it? Because it's kind of a unique atmosphere. Like you don't get to be part of something like this very often. So what did you think?
I thought okay. First of all, I was like, what the heck is going on? And then, but then, I think within the first week of because Camp Impact was really the first thing that I got to, like having a safe space for all the kids, and I got to know like some of the kids down there, like Sopher or Reese and Izzy and all of them, and having a safe space for like kids of all ages was really, I thought it was really cool. And not only where they could like just be but have fun and make friends was really cool to me, because I never really thought of anything like that because I never had that growing up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Dom, what was your first experience with Student Impact? How did you find out about it and get involved?
Well, I found out about it when I interned, I guess, because there was a couple events. At least I think at the time it was only Danielle, because I don't remember.
What year were you here?
It would have been 2018, 2019.
So, yeah.
So I don't. From what I understand, I
Yeah.
think Britt was around. I don't ever remember meeting her. And so like there was one event I remember like I helped lead, and we did like slip and slide like kickball or something like
it
that.
was like the end of the year thing. Yeah.
It's possible you were there, and I
I don't
just
think
didn't
I
know
was
it.
there because I had to miss that one, but I remember hearing about it. And it was like, wasn't it at North Circle down the road? Yeah, yeah.
It's where One Church is now. That's where
Okay.
the church was
Yes.
meeting at that point. And so, like, I found out about it then, and like after interning and everything like that, we started praying about the idea of potentially coming here one day. I think we knew that when like I interned here, if it went well, it was like church planning, the world of church planning, and just being in a city like Indianapolis there was potential there. And John, like our pastor over there, like talked about bringing us up here a lot. Well, with that always came kind of this ask from Danielle of like, hey, what would it look like for you to, if you do come up here, to work here at Student Impact as well? And so that's how I knew about Impact. And so when we made the decision after, I guess, 2022, 23 to come up here, part of that was going part-time at North Circle and then part-time over here at Student Impact. And so that's when I met Brittany through that process, and just like getting to know like the fact that there was a staff being built, which was really cool to me. And then the building expansion all happened like right in there. And so like last year even was kind of an odd year to be the first year to step into it, because we didn't start Impact normally because the building wasn't done till like this time last year. And so like we got into the building late, and then everybody was like all hands on deck just trying to like get the building like set and ready for students to come in, because we all knew that they were stoked for what was here. So.
You jumped in at like the biggest trial run, because the new building, new podcast, like basically knew everything. And like we're just kind of thrown into all of it. But I think it was fun
Yeah,
along
it
the
was
way.
great.
We all
It was
figured it
awesome.
out and made it fun. So
Riley, I think Camp Impact is how we met, right? Because we knew each other through you interning at North Circle,
Yeah.
and then we got put on the same color team.
And
Yes, yellow.
and now we're besties.
Yes,
for the rest
of course.
With a Snapchat streak. So that's
Hey,
great.
you didn't keep your
Yeah.
streak with me.
Riley, the thing about you is that you leave people on open for like 10
Okay,
hours.
I'm old. Okay,
Yeah, I don't answer either, so it's okay.
That's why.
Yeah, I've actually been debating on deleting it, but I haven't done it yet because I like to see everyone's drama.
Yeah.
So Dom, when you came here and you got involved for like real and like started working here, when you started working with the younger kids, what was that experience like? Because you transitioned so fast, and you already talked about how it was interesting
Yeah.
doing those conversations. But how did you get comfortable doing it? Because you're great at it now, and like you know how it works. What was that like?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, the way that we like to talk about it, or like I've always liked to talk about it, is when you start something big that's new. Your first year really isn't year one; it's like year zero. Because like for the entire year, you're just kind of trying to get your bearings and like figure it out. And last year definitely was that in a lot of ways. I think for me personally, it being connected to like all the relationships I had at North Circle, and knowing that like the understanding with me coming in here, like from Brittany and Danielle and the team was like, we know like what your role is here, and we know what your role is at North Circle. Like we want you to essentially like invest in these kids in a way where like you'll have the ability to share Jesus with them and all that kind of stuff. And so I think for me, like finding the niche with like even stuff like basketball, even stuff like this, and then obviously like using and having the relationships from North Circle students already, from like you and Jaden and Carter, Carmen, like Bubba, like the whole crew that like was coming over already with North Circle students, that made it really easy.
Yeah.
Because like honestly, like it was just kind of interjecting into the relationships that you guys were already creating. I think that's one of the things that has been and is so special about Student Impact, is that like it's a great like breeding ground for relationship building. Like it's a great place for people to come and meet other people who may or may not have similar interests. And we talk about it all the time. Like you've got an even playing field, and you've got a whole bunch of things you can do here. And so I think it's a really easy place to use the things that you enjoy to just jump in and meet people. And that's exactly what happened for me last year, is just, you know, going outside playing basketball, or, you know, sitting outside like with the video games, or just sitting on the porch and talking. It's just incredible for that kind of thing.
You being brought here was 100% a God thing in his timing, because it's like you came and you had a sports background, basketball. You came and you had a video background, podcast. You came and you knew all the things about students. That's all we do is students. And so that was really interesting to see. And we also had always been looking for some sort of church connection. And right now we're talking a lot about that. And it's like, how are we faith-based, but we don't have church partners, really. We have North Circle, but like not that much. So having you as a youth pastor in this building has been a really cool thing to watch. And now it's like we just want to replicate it as much as we possibly can, and be like, that's the example, is when youth pastors do get brought into this building, this is the power and this is what happens, and this is how God works through it. And so that's been cool to watch.
It was a crazy, it's funny that you say that way, because it really was a crazy God thing. Because I came up here, it was like during spring break in 2023 before we moved. Like we were close to making the decision to move here, and one of the things that Allison, my wife, and I were praying through was like, God, if this is what you want for us, like please just move the mountain. Like help us to see that this is your will, and that you like are going to make the ends meet, honestly, in a lot of ways. And so we came up here, and we knew that North Circle could really only afford to like have me part-time. And so like there was going to be something on the back end that needed to happen for it to make sense for our family. And so the thing that we were looking into was this thing called apartment life. And so the way it works is you're kind of like a missionary, and you like set up a missional community within an apartment complex. And so you're kind of building relationships with people in the community and like running events and stuff like that. And then you get like your rent like comped for you or something like that. And so like it was supposed to be at Casey Acres right up the street. And like we went to go like meet with them about the potential of like getting like into that program there, and the doors like literally locked, and we didn't get the opportunity to like talk to anybody. Like got ghosted in some ways. And so like I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, God, like maybe this is you like literally closing the door on this. And it just so happened that we had a lunch meeting after that. It was me meeting with Danielle, and then I later found out when we sat down for lunch that that's where I met Brittany. And that was where we made the connection, because neither one of them knew that I majored in sports management. I don't think that they knew fully some of the creative stuff, and like for that to the conversation that day to go the way it did, and exactly like some of the skill sets that I knew I had, knowing that like it would fit so perfectly with what is going on here and what God was doing through the Rock and at Student Impact, it's like there's a reason God shut that other door, like literally, so that he opened this one. And it was like I walked out at lunch meeting and called Allison. I was like, I think the mountain just moved. I think this was it. And so yeah, it's crazy.
For your perspective, because Don was such a big part of Thrive. When he left, what was that like for you? And everyone else there.
You told me that you and Allison were moving in a Whataburger parking lot at 11 p.m.
Wow.
So.
Oh my gosh.
I mean.
Whataburger conversations are pretty normal.
Whataburgers are the amount of money I spent at that place.
I don't like that place.
It's fine.
I'd much rather have
your sin.
Culver's.
Yeah. Your sin's crazy.
What did you say? I didn't hear.
He said repent of your sin. That's wild. Oh, earlier you had said that Whataburger is like y'all's Culver's, and I was like, that's the weirdest sentence that I've ever heard.
I think that's what me and Jasmine were talking about after our first experience on, what was it, on the way to
Bog.
To Bog, yeah. We were like, Culver's. Yeah, I'd much rather have that. Yeah.
Culver's is better, but I stand by it. You guys don't have cheese curds.
Nope.
No, we have Freddy's, but Freddy's cheese curds are not good. Yeah, okay, so don't fight me, Freddy's.
Oh, we have don't we have a Freddy's too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's in gold.
I don't think I've
Culver's
ever had
cheese
it.
curds are gas.
I have a gift card if anyone wants it.
I don't like the year, 2 years before you guys had left. I think we had gotten closer with like Jonathan and Ty and then like a couple of the other boys. And so when I heard they were leaving, obviously I was sad, whatever. But I was more. I was really sad actually, but it was an opportunity for you guys to grow, and so I ultimately was really happy for them. I was scared a little bit because when he left me, and he had been like, you want to do sets, or you want to be in charge this week for worship, like sporadically. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then he told me, and he was like, oh, so you're doing it after I leave. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I was kind of scared about that, because I was like, okay, cool. I am now in this leadership position that he's so good at. I'm like, I'm not qualified for this at all. But you know, I don't know. When all of us definitely missed you a whole bunch, but I definitely missed. We did a lot of watch parties at their house, or just hanging out with them, and
y'all's freshman group, and where you guys are mostly seniors now, was really special. And I think number one, it was because it was our first class to go through. But the second thing really was the fact that like it was right off the back of COVID, and so like people were just, everybody was so excited to like be around people again. Yeah. And, you know, even when we started the year, it was still kind of like sketch in a lot of ways. So, like, we did get together and all that kind of stuff. But
we did everything together all the time. And so, like, you know, you're not too much older than me, I don't think.
You're the same age gap that we are.
5 years? 4 years? 5 years? 4 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, being the people you've been around so much, because all you want to do is be around people after, you know, wearing masks and being it was sad, but it was a good thing, I guess. I'm like, not a good thing, I guess, but I was happy for you, but I was definitely like, oh,
Do you feel like having him in front of you was helpful for when you did have to step into that leadership role?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How was that? Like, what was that like going from just kind of following his lead into it being like on you?
He is much more musically inclined than me. Can play guitar, can't
You
do
play
that.
the organ.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Yeah.
I can,
Don't
Hey.
put yourself down.
Yeah,
You got it.
And so like in terms of being able to develop our boys especially, who Ty, who plays guitar for us now, was just learning guitar, and Jonathan, who does keys for us, was just learning then. And so I didn't really have the ability to be like, here are these things, here's this knowledge that I have to give to you in order for you to become better at what you do, which he was really good at, especially for me, because I was not that confident in my vocal ability when I first stepped into worship. And having him and then Jenna before you was really helpful. But I think the really big thing that you helped with me, even if I wasn't able to develop people how I wanted to, was I don't know, just being invested in their lives, being actually friends with the guys. And well, now I think we have a couple of girls now on our team, and actually caring about each other and encouraging each other. Even I am mean to them sometimes, but like it's in a loving way, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
They need it.
Yeah.
When you graduate, how are you planning on staying involved? Have you thought through that? Or?
'Cause you
We
graduate what, in May?
December.
December, that's
I
right,
graduate
December.
in
Yeah,
December.
Yeah, so it's like real soon.
Oh, no, we stressed her out.
It's fine.
Bad
It's
question.
fine.
Bad question.
I have been actually, before I came here, I was getting pretty serious about finding a job in order to pay the bills so that I can so I can be bivocational and work 3-4 days a week at some sort of office or whatever, and then spend the rest of my time wherever else I can at a church, like
Or student impact.
or
Actually,
plug.
living
Hey,
Yeah.
I have room for a futon in my room, so we can share a room. I don't have any dresser or closet space though, so we might have to figure that one out.
I can live out of a suitcase. It's
Okay,
fine.
fine.
I did that for when I lived up here. I lived out of 2 suitcases for 3 months or 2.5 months.
Put your clothes in.
We didn't know
Is that when you when
Rylee.
you stayed with the
Bocklages? Yeah.
You lived out of a suitcase.
Isn't there a closet in that room?
They have a closet and a dresser.
Yeah,
right?
I put all of my like shoes and toiletry. I organized all my shoes and toiletries because I wanted it to stay semi-clean because I felt bad. It wasn't.
It was not semi-clean.
The one time you walked in there was all my laundry was being done. Thank you very much.
Like every time I saw it, all your laundry
Leave me alone.
was... Look it up.
But no, I had my suitcases, one open on the bench in there and one open in front of the bench in there. And then all of my shoes and toiletries and everything else was in. Leave me alone.
There's
There's
room
dressed in
in
there.
the closet.
There's not. Is there? There's not.
I'm pretty sure
maybe they
Mimi only stayed there for a week and she unpacked everything.
It's okay.
Okay.
Mimi's related to
We
them.
love you.
In her defense, the summer was kind of crazy. Like
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much
that's
threw
true.
her to the fire.
That is
Just like
true.
she
Yeah.
got here and like John left for sabbatical.
And John left for sabbatical.
you
And then we had
Throw the
City
wolves.
Reach and then we had Bog.
we had with
No,
a
we
week.
had
of,
2 weeks of
we had
Camp Impact
2 weeks of
before
Impact.
that.
Oh yeah.
and then we went to West Virginia, in which I have monster calves now because of that.
Yes.
And
The 12 flights of stairs to get
it
to
was
our room.
ridiculous. And then a week,
And then we went straight to Bog.
and then we went to Bog, and then I left right
Okay,
before
I take
4-H.
it all back.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so back to the question: what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, well,
Hey.
yeah.
How are
Okay,
you staying
so
involved?
right
How are you-
now, I have to get more serious about it when we get back because I have no money. But applying to jobs in like different lab offices and stuff like that because I know how to do that because of my major. In order to be like part-time there and then part-time at a church, like a girl that we know, Sam, she knows the worship leader at a church in Bentonville, and so she gave me her number, a church which is near Fayetteville, and then another church in Farmington called Jack and was like, hey, we're looking for a worship leader. And so he's like, you want to talk to her? And I was like, I haven't done it yet, but sure. And so right now it's finding a job so that I can hopefully do both. Yeah.
And so does that mean you're hoping to be involved with Thrive somehow, or you don't know?
I am living in Fayetteville for the rest of the year. And so no matter what, they are stuck with me for at least another year. So, woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'll end up here.
And then I'll move here. It's fine.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, you should.
I'm going to be peer pressured into
Dom's
this.
got an extra bedroom.
Yeah.
You have 2 extra bedrooms.
Two
Yeah,
extra bedrooms. That's correct.
Yeah.
So it's
Everything's figured out for you
I'm
girls.
going to have to get
That's
an Indiana
not
driver's
Yeah.
license, you know.
It's okay.
But yeah, it's fine. Hey.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice talking to you guys.
Yeah.
And it's been cool getting to know both of you, and having you guys involved here has been really awesome. So do you have anything you want to toast to? And we'll do it right this time.
Yeah, Mac, did you learn how to do
Will
a
we?
toast?
I haven't
Lily?
practiced, but we'll see.
What do you mean do it right this
I
time?
cannot figure out how to toast or cheers.
She
or
said
whatever.
1, 2, 3, cheers. Last time.
Wait, with my water bottle?
So here's yours.
Oh, here's
My
mine.
Stanley. Do you have? No. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think we just ought to toast to just having Rylee here.
Yeah.
For the summer, having the opportunity to just get to know her, and that for her future.
You being all involved in here.
Yeah.
and everything. Like you being able to be. What do
Let's
you mean?
just toast to Dom and Rylee.
Toast to Dom and Rylee.
To Dom and Rylee.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, cheers.
That's a wrap.